let us just get started. So sorry about today. I'm not feeling very well, so I may cough here and there. And I realized that about this timing, there will be planes flying around at my area. Just in particular about 3 to 4 p.m. thereabout. So when there's a plane that flew past or whatsoever, we will pause for a while, then I'll continue later. So all of you can hear me alright? Yep, so this event is proudly sponsored. We are the preferred education provider of Alps Social. So Alps Social is a leading online finance forum where you guys can get to go into different community to look into other forums as well as our own community to share about our trading ideas and what's the next investment. Alright, so we'd like to take this opportunity to thank Alp Social as well for sponsoring the events to be our preferred, we are their preferred education provider. Alright, so let us get into business while you guys can actually pop in and feel free to type in the questions that you have on the currency pairs that we are doing our analysis. So have a thoughts of that. Yep, so the currency pairs that we're going through are 12 currency pair, namely euro dollar, pound dollar, dollar yen. That's our top 3 that we do the weekly market analysis. Scan the QR code over here to receive the free weekly market analysis. On top of that, other 9 pairs includes euro yen, pound yen, New Zealand dollar, Australian CAD, dollar CAD, Canada yen, pound Aussie, and that is the 12 currency pair we are looking at. Like to do a quick disclaimer that all analysis is based off my personal view through the trading strategies that I've learned over the years, over the decades, and I find that it is very helpful for my trading, and I'm just sharing in the point of view of analysis. Should you take any decision of trading, please understand the risk in trading itself. Remember to put your stop losses and do understand what is the risk exposure per trade before you engage a trade. Alright, so for euro dollar, let us have a look at this. Alright, so have a look at this. Market came down. It have go into a consolidation. However, within this consolidation, it attempt to break lower, but the price got rejected. So this price did not create a new low. It just matched up the previous low. Market then retrace higher and have a break and close above the high price over here. This is based off the 4-hour chart. Let us head back to the daily chart. Daily chart, what we can see is the market has broken. This is the previous low. Likewise, on the chart, there is a break and close above. But on the daily chart is a bit different, is that immediately after that, the market retraced, came back up as a retracement and break a new low over here. However, if you look left, it did not break and close below the low price over here. So it does tell us something at 1.1216 is a strong resistance, and this is the price that you should not should not ignore. Alright, it's quite an important price to take note of. Head back to our 4-hour chart. What we can see earlier on, the market came down, retest, came back up, then it has this double bottom formation going up, came up, break the high, retrace, and break a new high. So on a 4-hour chart, it may signal a potential uptrend movement. Take note of that. Let's down to 1-hour chart. 1-hour chart, what we can see is this was the previous low price. Market then break the first high over here. Take note, over here at this price, the price was not broken. My definition of price broken is the candle price have to break above and close above the high over here, which is 1.1357, which the market did not. It just tested. It looks like it's breaking, but it did not. Alright, excuse me. So what I can see over here is more like a double top formation. For myself, double top formation, it has to retest the previous low, so I always look left. Indeed there is a structure over here. So this double top formation is quite significant. Let us turn on the analysis that was done beforehand. Alright, so this analysis is done way before today's live session. So there might be some changes. Alright, so let us go through it. Okay, so you see the basics are always there. Because I'm running 12 currency pair with 3 different time frame, it's not a way, or rather a smart way for me to remember all my analysis. So every time when I plot it, I do it afresh. But as you can see, once I hide it and open it again, the support price is still the same. Alright, so the basic is the same. The red box over here, or rather the pink box over here, signal a sell zone for myself, for me to do my marking on the daily chart. So this is a daily chart sell zone price. That means it based off the daily chart. Alright, and it's pretty important for me because I do use the daily chart as a higher time frame for my overall perspective, my bird's eye view. So I will just put day 1 sell zone. Alright, great. Okay, so head down to 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart, okay, just back to the daily chart first. On the daily chart, this is a bullish butterfly pattern that completes a bit lower at 1.1123. It may go invalid. That means this pattern may not form up, but I always still like to plot it because once the market break below 1.1215, then I'll know that I'm looking for this price for an entry. Okay, head down to the 4-hour chart once again. There is a bearish shark pattern forming up. Alright, and this was the 4-hour time frame sell zone. There's a bit of consolidation over here, but the market has break above and closed above the high. Typically when this happens, I'll just delete away this box, but for the education purpose, let us just go down to the 1-hour chart for now. Head down to 1-hour chart. What we can see is there was a perfect shark pattern. I used a sun icon, to indicate that it's a perfect shark. What is the definition of perfect shark? There's a only one possibility for this shark pattern to form up. Alright, so shark pattern have 3 potential entry possibility. So if you see the sun over here, that means that is the only possibility for this shark to form up. Ideally, it's a good formation. So we can see that the patterns, it is only a shark pattern when the candle touches the D price, which is at 1.1246, which the market failed to do so. So as the market didn't touches this analysis is off as well, so just delete it away. So there are traders around asking, hey, can I trade the CD leg, because the risk is minimum, the profit is so big. My answer to that is you have to do extensive tests on that, because this is not a shark pattern until point D was touched and not violated. Meaning you say that once the price is touched, it cannot break below and close below the X. When it does, this shark pattern is invalid. Alright, so take note of that. My take on that is you shouldn't trade from C to D unless you have other rules. Example, at C point there's a double top, look left, there's structure, you can short it all the way down. You have your first target cover, then you shift your stop to entry, then you lead on to the further target. Alright, so that's that. So once it's invalid, just delete it away. And I do have a new analysis. If you remember earlier, I am looking for a double top formation over here on the 1-hour chart. So as we can see, the upward movement of this double top is so sharp. Sorry. What I can do is that for me to engage in this trade, I can wait for the market to break this leg. Alright, because right now it just retest the previous. Can you see? This was the previous resistance. Right now turned into support and the market was here. So even if the market retraces from here, I am not very keen to short it because this was the previous low. And to some traders, it may be a bigger formation of an uptrend movement. So I want to see that the candle break the market movement break this structure over here and have a retracement, let's say a 61.8 retracement. Why 61.8? Because that is a very popular Fibonacci level that traders are looking at. You see, eyes are trained, so the retracement value when I draw, in most cases I'll get it lah. Alright, but it's always for trading purposes. It's always good for you to double check the fibs. Don't just draw it blindly. Yeah. So I will wait for the market to came down, touch this point, retrace here, and I'll look for my doji, my long shadow there about these candles to form over here, and I will short it down to this price. Alright, with that said, my valid shorting zone will be from this to this price. So recently I introduced a new color for my own trading purposes. So I use pink as my sell zone indication, and cyan, light blue, for buying. So this purple, what is this purple doing about? Is just a zone for me to take notes. Alright, because pink indicate a sell zone and blue indicate a buy zone. So when I see a sell zone and buy zone, for my own trading purposes and my own marking, that is indicate that the market overall is bearish or bullish. Alright, so by having this zone over here, it doesn't indicate it's bearish or bullish. It just indicate that this is the zone I'm looking for a trading opportunity. So questions: if the market move all the way up before touching here, touches this point, can I short the market based on this trading strategy? Have a think about it. I will review the answer. Is about 20 seconds. I'll review the answer to you. Alright, time's up. The answer I have for you, you can definitely type the answer out for sure. But the answer I have for you is my own take is, if this is my trading plan, I will follow strictly to my trading plan. I will not engage a trade over here. But of course, if I'm waiting for 61.8 retracement, and let's say the market did not touch this point and just retrace up, I will have to wait for it to go deeper at this price range, which is 1.1347, then I can short. So at this price, it's still not 61.8 retracement of this entire movement. And of course, do your check on it. Measure the risk and reward before you engage a trade. The previous session, we actually did share a trick of how to do a shortcut on measuring 2:1. A lot of times, traders, they are afraid of there's a lot of math calculation and you're not good with math, you're not a numbers person. Guess what? I am not, or at least right now I'm not. I used to be. I'm quite a math guy. In the past, I took 3 math subject kind of during my secondary school, if you count as 1, if not 2 math. Yeah, so pretty good with that. But as time goes, you don't use such calculation like deviation and stuff like that. You tend to forget those stuff, you know. So over time, as trading itself, we also look into ways on how to doing the shortcuts. I'll be sharing some of the shortcuts as let's see we have the opportunity to do so, and I'll share it with you later. So stay tuned to our channel. Do not exit. If you exit, then you will miss the session. Up next, pound dollar. So let me just hide the chart. Hit to pound dollar on the daily chart. Have a look at the chart itself. What do you see? I was talking to my trading committee yesterday. I spotted something. When they say there's nothing, I spotted something. So I have, like always, shared my analysis with them. Because trading is a very lonely business, yeah. So if you get to meet people who can speak the same language, and of course you have the same school of thoughts, the same mechanism, the same trading, feel free to share it. Yep, feel free to share it, and you get to exchange pointers and stuff like that. Yep, always good to listen to their views and decide later. So let me just shift the chart a bit over here. Alright, so over here on pound dollar on the daily chart, what we can see is that there is a strong resistance at this price. So at 1.3310 price range is an important price for me to take note of. Alright, then that is on the daily chart. So I'm waiting for it to break this price, in fact, then I can do my trend trading upwards. If it fails to do so, then I'll know that this is my sell zone that I'm looking at. So having this movement, I do spot a harmonic pattern. So traders, take a look. You can even type out the answer. You can shout out the answer in your own private room. We are trading at the comfort of our home, isn't it? So later I'll go through that. Alright, let's head down to 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, this is what we see. Market movement, just a downward movement, downward consolidation. Then I have a bit of a downward bounce, then have an uptrend consolidation over here. Hitting the 1-hour chart, very bullish move. Alright, head back to daily chart. Have you spotted anything yet? Alright, this is my analysis at 1.3271 to 1. The high price over here, okay, 1.3298. in short, they're about 1.33 flat. That is the price range I'm looking at for a change of direction based off the daily time frame. Just ignore this analysis first, yeah. Anyway, it's invalid. Let me just delete it, or we'll go through the 4-hour chart first. This was the move I'm looking at, and then box it up as an aggressive sell zone. Why? Through my definition, it's not sell zone yet. Okay, because the uptrend movement was like this. The market only break this price once. I needed to break it one more time for a sell zone. So being an aggressive sell zone over here, I can box it up, a potential price for me to short it over here, and even a potential to short it for an extended target. But I will need further confirmation because of this trade was not even engaged. So let me just clear this off and head back to our daily chart. Have you guys spotted anything yet? Wayne anything? Calvin anything? Alright, is a potential bad formation if I'm not wrong. Okay, let me just check the fibs over here. Yes, spot on. Do I have a round of applause for this? My eyes is sync to the fibs. Don't get jealous, because after practice you get to do this as well. So this is the bad formation over here that I'm looking at for a buying opportunity. Alright, so as long as the C price over here doesn't break and close above the A price, it's still a valid bet. For myself, the wick of it shouldn't touch the candle body, the tip of it. That means it shouldn't touch 1.3196. If it touches 1.3196, I will not set a pending order just to trade it, and usually I will only post my trade over here. Alright, I will only post it to my community only when the candle go past B. So let me just do a alert setting over here. I'll just place daily chart D1 potential, I'll put as emerging. Okay, that pattern shortcut is 2H for me. Alright, so I have my number code shortcut, so I type faster. Yep, in all my alerts, so I won't spend too much time on that. Alright, so that's that. Alright, so nothing for me right now until the market slide to 1.2734. Then I'll be sharing it with my Trade Ideas community. Alright, so that's pound dollar done. So you guys can take a look and actually time it. You can actually time how fast we do one analysis. Do note that we do it twice. The first round is we go through daily, 4 hour and 1 hour on the clear chart pattern. Then I'll go through the analysis that I've plotted the night before, and that is usually the longer version how to analyze one chart, and that's about the same time that my students use to analyze as well. So trading is in a way, I always joke and tell people that trading by analyzing the market, let's say you're looking at about two currency pair, the time to do it is way shorter than you scrolling through your Facebook or YouTube, for sure. Yeah, so you can see that we start about 3:10. I have a bit of chit-chatting just now, sharing our we are the preferred education provider of Up Social thereabout. We pause a bit for people to come in, and right now it's 3:30 and we have already covered two pairs. So relatively quite fast, you see. So have a look at this chart. What do you see? Well, get some water. Very good win. You spotted the bet. There's some time lag over here, so I'm not waiting for a reply and I move forward. So of course I'll go back and look into your comments. Yeah, so that's about the time lag and how fast I check your comment as well. I realize today's lag is quite significant, so it might not be like I ask a question, you reply immediately and I can respond to it. It will be more towards I ask you a question, you share your answer, so don't delay in sharing, alright? Then I kind of know what you are referring to because based off my questions, and I'll go back to it to see if that's correct. If that's good with you, say yes. Alright, just give me a while we look through this chart and see if there's any information over here. Alright, okay, so as I'm saying, thank you. I think someone just came in. So sorry, not feeling very well, so here and there I have to fetch more water for myself, get more water for myself. It feels like I've already drank like 5 liters of water. Yeah, so let us go through our analysis on the daily chart. This is the zone of the consolidation. Can you see that? Market came down, went up, came down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, this candle, or 5, this 5 candle hovering between this price. You might say that, hey, it's just 5 candle. Yeah, but this is on the daily chart. That 5 candles equivalent to 6 times 4. 6 times 5. 30 candles on the 4-hour chart. And multiply by 6 times 5. 6 times 5. 6, 5. Yeah, 30 candles. Alright, so going to 1 hour, how many candles would that be? 30 times 4, 120 candles hovering on a 1 hour chart. So you might not see that these 5 candles is significant for you on the daily chart, but on other time frame, 4 hour, 1 hour, where most of the traders are trading at, is a important resistance. So this is definitely a sell zone for me to look out for selling opportunity. Head down to 4 hour chart. This is market movement upwards, downwards, and market came up to retest at this price, 111.00, and this is definitely one of the important price to look at. You see market hovering over here. Not much of a surprise to you because we have just shared it just now, correct? So this is the price range. If the market double top, you have to decide if you're going to take it. For myself, no, I will need more confirmation because to me it's quite a strong upward movement over here. Alright, it's quite a strong upward movement over here. I will have to wait for more confirmation. A simple confirmation can be a market break downwards. We trace up, then I short. A more complex one, I will want to see a harmonic pattern form up over here, then I short it down. Alright, head down the 1 hour chart. Nothing much for me. Alright, market slide down, slide up, nothing much. Okay, daily chart, as I have shared earlier on, this can be your sell zone. So you can mark it up and place 4-hour chart, what you can see, market move upwards, downwards. This is the classic A, B, C, D movement. Market then retrace down. I was looking for a bullish bad pattern on the 4-hour chart. It's pretty perfect. However, the market is still going higher. So it's alike with the which chart do we have just now? Pound dollar. So this C point might not be a C point. So I want to stress it again. This C point might not be the highest price. You will never know it's the highest price or the lower high until the new low is created. Correct? At this moment, yes, of course, but only when it's created, then you know that this is a lower high. So you cannot say that this is definitely a C, and the C zone is pretty wide. It can be from here all the way to the top. So how do you know this is the highest price, and how do you know that if this bad pattern will definitely form up? Alright, so likewise for the euro dollar earlier on, which I've deleted. For those of you who have seen it, I have a shark pattern formation, but the market just went up. Alright, I think it's over here. Okay, then the market just went up. So as long as it doesn't touches the D point, it's not a pattern formation. Alright, so take note of that. So I do need it to touches D price, then it is a bad pattern. So your thoughts of shorting from C to D, if it's not tested, then it's quite a greedy and impulse decision, I would say. Alright. Unless you have tested it, you say that, oh, when I see this pattern and that formation, and there is a likelihood of 67%, market will move it this way. Yes, Wayne, I saw your message. Well done. Alright, so I love this kind of interaction. Yeah, just key in, you know. It make the session like live. If not, I just might as well record a video, isn't it? Alright, so on C price itself, it is not a bad pattern yet until it touches D. Head down to 1-hour chart. Okay, this is what I see over here. The market indeed double top, but some of my rules for double top do have, okay, look left, is there a structure? There is a structure, point taken. Alright, however, this upward movement, these two candles form the arm of the, mostly the arm of the entire double top upswing movement. I'm not comfortable with. Alright, second, the space between these two, it doesn't give a very sharp V. Some of you will see a V. Okay, it's fine, but what I want to point out is the first top, it never go to a overbought position. It never go RSI beyond 80. So to me, I will not trade this. It doesn't mean that this market will not come down. It's just that it's not a formation. I'll trade for double top because double top do not even have a 50-50 win rate. Yeah, so having that is about 40%. Alright, test it yourself. I will not tell you the actual figure. So I do need these filters, additional filters, to stop myself from trading double top, because all uptrend movement, it was once a double top look alike. You see, this was an uptrend movement. Market retest, you can say this is double top. Alright, it came down very nicely, but if you're sharp enough, this is a consolidation and market did went up. I've really boxed it as a buy zone. Alright, so sadly the upward movement are quite strong. Let's see how the market react at this price. So this is also a time that some traders will get a bit of conflict. Alright, there is a buy zone over here and there's a sell zone over here. So what do you do? What do you do, guys? Alright, what I will be doing is to follow your plan. That's the answer I have for you. If you have like, oh, this is the sell zone on the daily chart and this is a buy zone over here, I'm not going to trade, then don't trade it. Alright, for myself, this is a 4-hour time frame, so this is still my buy zone based on 4-hour time frame. However, I do know that the daily chart trader are looking for a selling opportunity over here. So for me, I may just take the conservative target, meaning to say I will just take the normal target, the default target of a bad pattern. I may not stretch my target upwards. Take note of that. Alright, so yes, you can use harmonic pattern to engage a trade and you stretch for further target like a trend traders, can be done. But once I spotted a sell zone over here, I may need to see how the market movement form like. If the market movement have a strong candle, upwards movement, then it went to consolidation sideways like this, more likely I'll shoot for a further target. And of course, it depends how deep does this uptrend movement goes. Alright, so if it went all the way to target 2 and went to consolidation, then the likelihood for me to stretch a further target is higher compared to, let's say, the market movement only moved to the first target, then went into a consolidation. For that, I will just take the conservative target. Alright, take note of that. All good? Alright, so let us hide this analysis and head down to Euro Yen. Excuse me. Alright, on Euro Yen, right now the time is 3:42 PM. It's definitely different from your side. So with that, you'll know the lapse time. Okay, so for me, it's more towards like, let us take a look how long do we do one analysis on Euro Yen. 2 rounds, daily 4 hour, 1 hour, without and with the analysis. Okay, market is having a bearish movement over here, a bearish flag consolidation. Alright, so this can be a shorting opportunity for traders who are a trend trader who trade bear flags. Alright, so this can be a shorting opportunity, so traders take note. Market do have a very strong tail, and this indicates a very strong bullish trend. So this is something that you might want to take note of. Of course, we all know what happened over here. If you don't, this is the Asian flash crash that happened early this year. Happened about Japan or Australia timing. That's the period that I'm overseas, I still remember. Alright, so this market movement show a strong buying pressure. So market for bear flag trader, take note, market may just bash up. Just take note. Okay, head down to 4 hour chart. What we can see on 4 hour, the market have such movement, and if trace all the way up. Okay, head down to 1 hour chart. This is what we see. Alright, market heading upwards, pretty bullish over here. Back to the daily chart, and we go through our analysis. Daily chart, on the daily chart itself, this is my sell zone if you have not identified based off the daily chart. Head down to 4 hour, there is a godly formation that I did not post for obvious reason. You see this godly pattern, I will still draw out and I will still observe, but I will not post it to my subscriber. This is how I gather additional data moving forward after my back test. So have I not told you that a harmonic pattern, if the C leg touches A candle body, although it doesn't break below and close below the low, I will not trade it. And see how deep this godly is almost a bat. It's almost a butterfly. Alright, if it go higher, it is a butterfly formation. So with these two facts, I'm not very comfortable in trading this trade itself, mainly because the C price touches the A body. So to some traders, they might see this as a double bottom, but if you see this as a double bottom, it's a bit far-fetched because the B point is too high and we test back into the consolidation zone of the previous structure. Alright, however, your support resistant trader may come in and long the market. Can you see? Perfect confirmation. Indecision candle, and then on the second candle, it covers the movement. Traders may go in and long. If not at this price, they may come in and long. Alright, so these are something that I do take note of. That's for our chart. Head down in 1 hour, nothing much for me. Very strong bullish trend. So to me, this godly is not valid. Alright, so we can see how the market react on a higher price. or on a 1 hour chart, I can plot out a zone for a buying opportunity, but for me, I'll just wait for how this candle form up. Alright, so let us head down to the pound yen trade. Let me just do a bit of adjustment over here first. Pound yen, back to daily chart. So from 42 to 46 thereabout, we chit chat for about 1 minute, so it's about 3 minutes per currency analysis. So for traders who love to learn these techniques, harmonic pattern, you are given yourself, you can give yourself about 30 minutes a day to do your analysis. You can see that the speed that we do it twice, you know, it took about only 3 minutes thereabout with Q&A, with chit-chatting, you know. So 30 minutes is more than enough. If you're on a rush, 2 pairs, 50 minutes can be done. If you want to find out more information, of course, you can drop us a private message, that's for sure. But you'll be really surprised at how fast one analysis it can be if you know the steps right and you follow the steps through. It's a routine work. So over the years, I find that traders with engineering background do pretty well in trading because it's very routine based. Alright, think about it. On the daily chart on pound yen, let us take a look. Market have a sharp pushback after this downward movement. So what I'm observing, if the market break above and close above this high over here, even it does, a preferred price to break above will be 146.01. That's on the daily chart. Alright, so head down to 4 hour chart. This is the market movement. The 4 hour chart has break and close above the high. So it does signal and give me a second opinion based off the chart that it's better not to trade this currency pair in terms of shorting opportunity. When I say it's not suitable to short, doesn't mean that you should long. Yeah, sometimes you have the third option to wait for more confirmation. Take note of that. Alright, so market have an upward movement, market consolidation and move upwards. Pretty strong movement. So let us see if there's any analysis before that. Alright, very simple analysis, a day 1 sell zone at this price. Apart from that, nothing much. Based on daily chart, nothing wrong with that. Alright, take note of that. Head down to 4 hour chart. Nothing much over here. This was the 4 hour sell zone. Obviously didn't take place. So for pound yen, nothing much for me. Alright. Head down to New Zealand yen. New Zealand yen on the daily chart, what we can see is it's a mess, man. Okay, market came down, went up, retrace. This is the retracement, came down a bit and went up. So you can see that it's pretty bullish. You can mark this as your buy zone, but it's quite a big zone over here. Head down to 4 hour chart. Alright, this is what we see over here. Market break above and close above the high, came down, hovering. Alright, so this could be even a better zone. You minimize the buy zone or sell zone. That's what we are looking at. Alright, how to minimize the zone of the trading. So for New Zealand yen, if you ask me, I'll be looking more for buying opportunity than for selling opportunity. Alright, because the recent movement is quite towards the upside. And if we look left, based off the daily chart, it came straight into the previous support over here. This is one thing that you might want to take note. So if you are looking for buying opportunity, there's limited upward movement. Alright, so for me, I'll be waiting for formation rather than to engage a trade right now. Alright, so that's that for me. Nothing much for me right now for New Zealand yen. Head down to the yep, you see my analysis is pretty simple. My analysis over here is just lines, resistance, support, and I'm just waiting. Alright, nothing much. Head down to the New Zealand dollar. This is what we see, a downward movement. retracement, consolidation. Okay, on the 4-hour chart. So you cannot assume that when you see New Zealand yen having such formation, you will just keep buy New Zealand dollar. Some of the traders does that. All right. So myself, I don't. I will still check it. Like some of traders, they will see New Zealand dollar, there's nothing. They'll just keep Australian dollar because they believe in this correlation on the currency pair. I don't, because sometimes these minor closes, slight difference, it's saying a different story. On the 4-hour chart, it retraces back to the previous level. It pretty much respects this level as well. Head down to 1 hour. This is what I see over here. Breaking of high, came down, and a retest. Back to the daily chart. Wow. Alright, so let us just focus. This is the daily chart. Bearish Gartley, and this Gartley pattern, I love it a lot because the completion is at X. Some trader don't take it. Myself, I love it because the stop loss is the minimal, the profit is the maximum. However, with such formation, I will observe how the candle move towards the D price. Does it have a losing of momentum? That means does the candle getting smaller and smaller, or the candle getting bigger and bigger? That's one. Second, on the daily chart, we have this bearish shark formation completing at this price as well, pretty low, 65.44. So will we wait for the market to go all the way to D price and short it all the way to the D price over here? Personally, I will not definitely do that. I will definitely not do that. Yeah. So this another good thing true for you. Should you, what is your trading style? If you say no to this, then why yes for others? You know, you must have distinct rule. Some of you might be say, oh, from this price to this price too far apart. Oh, you see this movement? It is possible. Alright, so what are your distinct rule? If you say it's too wide apart, how wide is too much? Yeah, you need to have a very distinct figure, so you will not have a guessing game most of the time. You just follow your trading routine. Head down to 4-hour. This is a bearish bat formation over here. Alright, for a bear bat formation. Likewise, I have a very bullish shark formation. This happens a lot when you see the opposition of the harmonic pattern when the market is in a consolidation. Alright, so you really have to know the rules on spotting it. And for me, from one point to the other, in this case from point B to point C on this bat pattern, let me just delete this first. Alright, on this bat pattern, it must be 3 candles apart. 1, 2, 3 minimum. I cannot have the market move this way, then the next candle it move downwards, then I take it as X, A, B, C, D. I can't do that. Take note. Alright, so a lot of waiting. So I have to wait for the market to come to this price before I share with my committee I'm looking for shorting opportunity, because it's still within the zone of my bullish shark. Alright, 1 hour, nothing much for me. Let's head down to Australian dollar. This is the daily chart for Australian dollar. Have a look at it. What do you see? Market move downwards. Very strong resistance towards the downside though at this price. Then it go into a bit of consolidation over here. Alright, so overall trend is still prone bearish. But do note that there is this wick over here. It does count as a very strong bullish trend. Overall still bearish movement. Alright, head down to the 4-hour chart. What we can say is that market movement towards the bearish is very strong. Then it have a bit of retracement over here. Head down to 1-hour chart. what have you spotted, guys? You can just type it in. All right, there is uptrend movement, uptrend, retracement, uptrend. All right, take note of that. A lot of formation. All right, so let us take a look at this daily chart. This is my daily chart sell zone at this price. Look left, there are structure over here. So this is my sell zone. Head down to 4-hour chart. This was a double bottom. Market retrace for a buying opportunity. Alright, over here. Alright, but this movement itself also breeds a bad pattern. This is a bad pattern formation, waiting for the market to break this price, this high, before I post it and share it with my community. Shorting opportunity over here, pretty nice. Do see there is a likelihood of profitability for this trade should it touches D. Alright, but pending order have not been placed yet. Why? Because the market have not break above and close above the high. Okay. Because if you place too much pending order, sometimes you might mess your trading lockup and you might miss that this trade may not be valid if the market move downwards. Alright, and later on you forget about this trade. When the market came back up, you totally forget about it. Trade trigger for the wrong reason. Take note of that. Alright, H1 chart, let's have a look. I saw something. Have you spotted it? So 1 hour chart is pretty sensitive because it changes every hour, is more frequent compared to the 4 hours. So even you did your analysis in the morning, you have to double check in the afternoon. Alright, because market may change because of that. Alright, so in the morning it might be a harmonic bat or godly or butterfly pattern. Right now it may change to a shark pattern. Let us take a look, yeah, to see if it's valid, yeah. So for those who know how to draw a shark pattern, you can do your exercise now and to see if you got the same answer as me. Perfect shark. Okay, so this is X, A, B, C, D. So this is my perfect shark formation. Likewise, I've shared earlier on, if I say there is a perfect shark, I will draw a sun over here to indicate it. So you can see that even as a professional trader myself, I will always use symbol to help me. I won't take that too much of my memory work to remember what to do, what I'm looking for. I'll just plot it out. Okay, and even on the as long as it doesn't clog up your chart, you'll know what you're looking at. The double bottom is still here because I'm taking on a moving forward testing notification, or rather a forward testing observation, that how the market move after the double top, having a retracement after that, how does the market move from there, how many cycles and stuff like that. Alright, so these are things that I observe from time to time. Even I know the percentage, just in case the winning rates and stuff like that start to change, then I can be aware of that. Alright, so let us head down to Australia, Canada. Today is quite fast, yeah. So head up to daily chart, market went up, came down, consolidation, came down again. So having this formation, it does give me a more downward-ish movement, because market have this downward move, consolidation, and this break below and close below low price over here. So a downward movement, it may came down straight over here using a ABCD projection. So I'm looking for a shorting opportunity on the daily chart. Head to 4 hour. We may have something coming up, but it may not fulfill my rules. Alright, on 4 hour chart, take a look and see what pattern is this. Head down to 1 hour chart. Alright, just support resistance. Head back to daily chart and see if there's any analysis. Wow, this is call it two butterfly having fun. This is a bearish butterfly over here, and this is a bullish butterfly over here. So definitely there are trading opportunity for us in time to come. It may not valid if it go consolidation throughout, then it's not a valid trade. Based off the daily chart, this is the sell zone I'm looking at, the pink box. Head down to 4-hour chart. It does give me a bearish shark formation. Okay. That is still valid. Market came down. There's a wedge, falling wedge, but market reversed from here. Okay. On top of that, if let's say this is the X leg, let us take a look. Do you see anything? Alright, let us check this leg over here. Disqualified. Do you see anything, guys? Not for me though. It's a bad pattern. Alright, so the bad pattern will look something like this. X, A, B, C. The completion at 9558. Why is this not a valid bad pattern for myself? Do you remember? Because the C price touches the A price. This is something that I'm not comfortable with. Alright? It's just my filtering rules because I do trade double top, I do trade double bottom. So I use these rules to govern my trading so that it minimizes close to zero. At least right now, if I think back, is close to zero, that I will not have a situation. Should I be trading this as a bad pattern, or should I be trading this as double bottom or double top? Alright, so when you have a lot of trading strategies, do note of that. It seems like right now the lag time improved. I don't know how it works, but it does improve. I do see that it's faster than before. Alright, so do response, yeah. The lag time is less than when we started this session. Alright, so take note of this. It's not a valid bet for me, but good for me. I have a shark pattern coming up at 9613. Alright. Head down to dollar CAD, and we have 3 more currencies to go. If you have any questions, please shoot it before we off the session. On the dollar CAD, what we can see is the uptrend movement, then a retracement, market consolidation over here. Head down to 4-hour chart, market move up, came down, move up, consolidation. To 1-hour chart, this is what we see. So if you have not spotted, there's a lot of harmonic pattern lurking inside the chart. So to share my analysis, this is what you see. These are based on daily chart. We have a bullish bad pattern formation over here for buying opportunity at 1.2891 based off daily chart. Of course, we have also a bearish shark formation based off the daily chart as well at 1.3618. So when you see a lot of harmonic pattern, what does it tell you about this market right now? The market is on a consolidation. So good thing for harmonic pattern traders on currency, because in currency wise, the market does consolidate 70% of the time. So take note of that. Alright, head down to 4-hour chart. This is what we see over here. Market downwards movement, upward movement, nothing much. There is a potential head and shoulder over here, inverse head and shoulder over here, but at this price, the market break below. Head down to 1 hour chart. Look like our bullish bet is no longer valid for traders who have not traded it. Good for you. Okay, so market came down very sharp. So this is something that you should take note. When the market came down very close to the D point completion and start to consolidate, this is something that I'm not comfortable with, and this is many times that I will remove the trade if should I have a pending order set over here, because if it bats through, then it's the most likelihood as a bear flag formation, it may go beyond the X and you will hit your stop loss. Take note of that. Alright, so that is dollar CAD on the 1 hour chart. Bet has been invalid. Head down to Canada Yen on the daily chart. This is what we see. Market downward movement. It just like all the way down, came down, retracement back to the previous resistance over here. Down to the 4 hour chart. This is what we see over here. Market came down, went up, retest, came up, break new high. The 1 hour chart, a break of previous high over here as well. Back to daily chart, where I share my analysis. Nothing much but just a big block of selling opportunity on the sell zone. Head down to 4 hour. The red line over here indicate a resistance. Of course, likewise, I think it's a Canada movement recently. Head down to 1 hour chart. We have a very nice bearish bat formation that we have took profit 1 to profit 2, came back up back into this zone where I have a shark pattern formation. Unfortunately, the market just passed through. Alright, so with dollar CAD moving downwards and Canada Yen moving upwards, it shows that right now there is a Canada appreciation. It could be oil appreciation as well. Alright, so take note of that. Traders who are not used for such appreciation, you may like to consider should you want to stay away from the trade of all Canada's pair. Head down to Pound Australia, but once again with this kind of volume, then you get to see the market movement, profitability is faster, so it's always a trade-off. Yeah, on the Pound Australia, a lot of consolidation within this zone based off the daily time frame, and the reason behind it is mainly because of this movement over here and the retracement at this area. Alright, head down to 4 hour. What we see is a break and close below the low price over here. Market then retraced, came back up, did not break and close below the low. To 1 hour chart, this is what we see. So back to daily chart, when I share my analysis, alright, so that's our fighter jets. Yeah, anyway, Pound Australia on the daily chart, there is a bearish Gartley formation, deep Gartley formation again, back to the X price for a shorting opportunity that I prefer. Still in wait for that. Head down to 4 hour chart. This was the what you call the bearish shark formation. It might be a miss, so I will see how the candle form up at the price before I consider should I engage the trade. Alright, so that is the 4 hour chart. Head down to 1 hour. That's the market movement. Nothing much for me. Just for the fun of it, let us take a look at dollar Sing. I did this analysis and I posted, I think 1-2 weeks ago. I did plotted there is a potential head and shoulder formation. Looks like it's heading down, and it did form the head and shoulder formation. So for as a Singaporean, if you are trading this right now is a better time to fund in your account for trading purposes, because right now we have a stronger Sing over dollar, a weaker dollar right now. So you just need $1.35 thereabout to fund in for 1 USD, compared to previously is $1.37. So for people who are looking for withdrawal, I would personally I'll wait for it to go to a higher price like 1.37 before I do my withdrawal personal preference. All right. So over here seems like it came down to the head and shoulder formation. After today candle close, I will wait for tomorrow candle close. So on Friday, I'll decide should I be buying the dollar sing. It can be a hedging trade, or it can be also a profitable trade for me to exit my trade over here at 1.37. Alright, so this is how I sometimes use the feed for analyzing the market. So at 1.3701, let's say I need to change money or make some payment whatsoever if it's to my advantage for a higher rate, then I wait for it to hit 1.37 before I make my exchange or whatsoever. In this case, to change USD to SIG. Alright, so that's all I have for you today. Just before I end off the session, remember to open up a Alp Social account under and search for Forex 100 Academy over here. Okay, or you can just use www.alpsocial.com/Forex 100 Academy. The full version of today's analysis will be posted in Alp Social forum. Alright, so you'll get to see the video over here. We'll post it right away after this session is done. Alright, that's all I have for you guys. Just before I end off the session, if you love to attend our next workshop, can I have the link please? Alright, so next our workshop in Singapore, we have it on 5th of March, and we'll be going through couple of stuff, couple of things in trading, some of the 3Ms in trading. What is the thing you can look out for in trading itself? Alright, the 3Ms, what is the healthy reward is the risk ratio profile for you to look into the trade. Alright, so you are invited for the session. Just register at the link below so that we will get to see you live in person on the session itself. Alright, so the link has been shared to that. Please register at Eventbrite. Is on Tuesday 7 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. And of course, if you like to have the access to our trade ideas over here, okay, where we share our trading ideas with our stops, our targets, and our action in trading. Okay, you can see that over here I did spotted that say that I'm looking closely on this, and I'll do this update once I have analyzed the market. I'll use this as a signal saying that is a invalid trade. Okay, so if you love to have this access over here, yes, you can subscribe to us, and I'll be posting the subscription link for you. You may find that a subscription, or rather a commitment of 1 year, will give you a significant saving, 2 months free. Every month is 297 USD a month. Okay, so you can just make a payment over there, and we hope to see you soon. And to all traders, happy trading, and wishing you guys all the best in your this year portfolio. Till then, remember always plan your trade and trade your plan, and I'll see you soon on the next video. The next analysis will start next Wednesday, back to our normal timing, 8:08 p.m. on Wednesday. Till then, I'll see you soon on the next video. This session is proudly brought to you by the Alp Social. Alright, is a social community site. Alright, and we are their preferred education provider. So do get your account ready. Like our page right now, we are known as Royal Pips. But in a week from now, we might rebrand it back to Forex 100, so it's easier for our followers, our fans to join us. It's easier to look for us as well. And of course, we will still be doing the live session. However, the first 15 minutes, it will be live on Facebook. Then after that, it will run through Alp Social site, as we are the preferred education provider for them. Alright, so that's all.